Explain what A.I.G. did and why people, when it all came out, why people were so angry at A.I.G.
This is a good story, too. A.I.G., the American Insurance Group initially, is a great insurance company, a global insurance company, the first big American company to have a great success in China. Very interesting history. It had part of it started in Shanghai before the communists came to power in China.
A guy named C.V.Starr, I think.
That's right, good for you. And as long as it stayed in the insurance business, it was in good shape, everything was fine. In the boom, go-go years of the aughts after the 2000, somebody got the bright idea that we could sell, in effect, insurance for bonds and for derivatives, for complicated financial instruments. We know this business, we're in the insurance business. They set up a branch in London, I think deliberately to be as far away from the eyes of U.S. regulators as they could be. They got a charter for a U.S. Savings and Loan Association, which allowed them to be regulated by the one regulator who's been wiped out by all this. Office of Thrift Supervision was the worst, the weakest regulator, the worst regulator, the one that it was easiest for Dodd and Frank to say, okay, that's over, we're wiping them out, and they did. OTS was the A.I.G. supervisor because the European community, interestingly, required an outfit like this setting up in London inside the boundaries of the EU to have a national regulator responsible for it. So technically speaking, A.I.G. satisfied this requirement, but it was completely phony. The OTS people had no idea about this derivatives business that A.I.G. created. We're not going to try to explain to your viewers about the derivatives market. It's just too complicated. But essentially, what they said was, if you, as an investor or a bank, an insurance company, anybody, decides you want to buy the bonds of a particular company, the paper issued by a particular company or a government, anybody, we will sell you another piece of paper which guarantees that if that goes up, you'll be protected on the downside. If it goes down, you'll be protected on the upside. A derivative, because it's derived from the original instrument. And they got into this business, very lucrative business, and they just, as the mortgage security business boomed from 2000 to 2007, they insured these bonds, which were the things to go, the first and the worst things to go sour in the Great Crash. And when they crashed, this A.I.G. unit was completely overextended, had no protection, and they threatened to bring down the entire corporation. And that's when A.I.G. got bailed out.
Did I read in your book that the amount of insurance that A.I.G. had covered, or the amount of insurance they put out, was like 2 or 3 times the world economy or something like that?
Not just A.I.G., the whole derivatives market is in the trillions.
Yeah.
And way bigger than the global GNP. Yeah. They call it nominal because nobody's got that much money literally at risk. Yeah. But that's how much is covered by these instruments.
This excerpt is brought to you by the Massachusetts School of Law, the leader of reform in legal education and a leader in multilingual education for the public. To view the full interview and for a full listing of MSL's programs, log on to mslaw.edu.